Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Sunday, December 5th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. I want to remind everybody we're going to have a special call for a new technology for the body that will be this coming Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. The call's not going to be available for recording, and we will lock the call at about 5 minutes after the hour. Stop and realize how amazing each and every one of us truly are. We are eternal beings. We are souls who will never die. We are an intimate part of everything. The infinite intelligence connected to billions of galaxies in vast empty space, in the sacredness of space. We have the power to manifest anything we want. There is a silent wisdom inside each and every one of us, always guiding us and showing us the way home. And did I mention that we are all truly amazing? This is why celebrating every day ourselves brings us closer to home. The conscious energy source flows into each new moment so quickly that we cannot catch it to escape from it. We are it. And it is showing us that we are an amazing being who is connected to everything in the most extraordinary ways. Total liberation is not very far away. It is just hidden behind you. Oh, it just happens after a few dozen trips around the sun. We come to a time in our lives when we start asking ourselves deeper questions like, what's the point of it all? Why am I here? What am I doing here? What great purpose do I serve? Whenever we are deeply, eternally loved to reach this moment of our soul's deepest inquiry, it needs to be honored with the utmost patience and persistence. This is the golden carrot which leads us to dig further inside so that we uncover the roots of why we are struggling and see how to alleviate any pain we are incurring. It is from returning this self-inquiry that we discover the most sacred answers to life, which truly satisfy every crack and crevice of our being. Enlightenment is not some fairy tale experience, and most of us don't even give it the time of day, or something just meant for a few special sacred people. It is the highest peak of our consciousness, and it is available to all beings in every moment. It is a genuinely grounded spiritual experience which transforms all sour lemons in our lives into the most succulent sweet lemonade. The enlightened state is what lifts the veil, blinding us from the truth, allowing us to see just how magnificent we all truly are. The few secrets to enlightenment that we're about to go into will melt in your mouth, slide down into your heart, and you'll begin to digest a whole new, invigorating, refreshing experience of your life. Key, be open and available to every experience life gives you, knowing that each experience is always the right experience for the enlightened being. There is no such thing as a wrong experience. The universe is the most intelligent leader there is, teacher, and it never, ever makes a mistake. This universe is the grand weave of perpetual spiritual synchronicity and our karmic destiny. We are this timeless perfection of wild conscious creativity in action, always co-creating a synchro-destined harmonious play between mind, matter, and spirit. How could this omniscient perfection ever make a mistake or even entertain the idea of what a mistake might be like? If we step back and we look at our world from the highest, most heavenly space, it seems that we are this great symphony of souls all working together to reach a higher state of consciousness. Now, of course, we are also these separate beings with unique minds, hearts, and individual lives. Yet this separating aspect is not the biggest truth. The greatest truth is that we are all intimately connected with everything and everyone else in the universe. When we surrender to this larger truth, accept it genuinely, weaving it throughout our day, the most tantalizing and enlightened moments just magically show up. We can feel the presence of something much larger than ourselves is guiding us to a more joyous state of being. We naturally become more sensually available to all the pleasure and joy we are here to experience in this deliciously exquisite existence. By being radically open, raw, naked, deeply willing to receive whatever the divine existence is offering us in each moment, enlightenment must pour into us. It simply has no other choice. When we completely empty out our cups, the universe has to fill it. The result is a truly intimate connection with this divine intelligence and an abundance of the richest manifesting energy radiating from our core. By living each moment from this raw, open, vulnerable place, we can become unstoppable in everything and anything we do. Whenever we are deeply surrendered to this life, whenever we are deeply surrendered to this life, life surrenders to us. We immediately feel this humble yet empowering connection with everything and everyone. There are no more feelings of lack, unworthiness, or separation with who we are. There is also no need to become someone powerful, superior, and special so that we cover up the unconscious, insecure self who feels inferior. We can allow all our darker parts to be seen, felt, and heard. Experience life in all possible ways, good, bad, bitter, sweet, dark, light, summer, winter. Experience all the dualities. Do not be afraid of experience, because the most experience you have, and the more you have, the more mature you become also. Allow the totality of your darkness and divinity to be revealed. As we all start feeling into, exposing, and honoring, and welcoming all of our dark and bright parts, we spend less energy controlling, holding back, hiding, trying to contain our wild brilliance. Within this relaxation, our full divine nature can spring forth and shower upon the world. We are free to be spontaneous, creative, fully self-confident, and can access our core life energy. Naturally, we find ourselves resting and abiding in our spiritual essence, which does not judge or condemn anything or anyone, as it is the source of love itself. The most spiritually expansive, loving, healing, and magical experiences in life, in this life, instantly start manifesting. When we take the risk to look within and be honest, vulnerable, and real with who we think we are. When we remove all our masks with everyone in our lives, drop all our perceived burdens, shed our protective layers, and become totally transparent with everyone in this world, then the supreme enlightened reality sneaks into us. The enlightened perception of life takes over our minds, creating an energetic merging with our egos and spiritual essence. And we feel this awesome, wholesome love for ourselves and others everywhere we go. The secret of this second enlightened secret is to be fearless. Fearless in unraveling and exposing our most enlightened and horrific selves. We must choose to be able to relax and truly be it okay with every good and bad idea that passes through our mind and emotions. We must choose to not get stuck on anything and become like a Teflon non-stick surface, which all thoughts slide off of. We cannot take anything that is revealed personally, as every idea and concept we have about who we are was handed down to us, programmed in our subconscious minds from our parents, siblings, teachers, society, and the many generations who were before them. That's where it all comes from. We're programmed. Now understand that program can be rewritten. Don't rely on the mind for liberation. You are the sum cause of the entire universe, Nisargadatta. You are the sum cause of the entire universe. Who creates the universe? There's always questions that we have. Who's creating universes? Those that came before us. Those that walked similar paths that we do now. Resting in silence and stillness of mind. Ironically, the cause of our enlightenment and what's blocking us from experiencing it is the same thing, the mind. When we transcend the mind, dropping any attachment we have to it, brilliant light of our being can be shined through, and the brilliance is all we can see in every direction. And of course, a mind is essential to adventure into the great journey of this spiritual liberation. Yet we first need to understand what the mind actually is so that one day we can become free from it. Now, if you start to watch your mind, you'll notice it is always striving, judging, analyzing, and needing to achieve something. You may have lived your entire life so far completely wrapped up in the head, which is always focusing on thoughts, concepts, right and wrong opinions, judgments, and belief systems. This is the secret to remaining unenlightened. As long as you're always up in the head thinking, with your brain running the show, and the rest of your heart, sex center, and physical sensual body is being ignored, this is what happens to a lot of us. We're unenlightened. Know that enlightenment is full body experience. This means the whole body is engaged in experiencing this life, and not just the over-analytical mind. To step back from the mind requires total awareness. Total awareness. Every enlightened experience begins by first taking one step back from the mind and resting in a state of pure awareness. This is why an enlightenment seeker meditates, not to control the mind, yet to transcend all thinking completely, calling forth the experience of total silence, stillness, and pure awareness inside. Stillness creates an automatic letting go of the constant control, domination, and neediness of the mind. It is something that takes 100% of our devotion and dedication as the mind is deeply addicted to the outer search. It will spend lifetimes searching for fulfillment in the outer world, believing that this is the purpose of life. It will continuously try to fill your time on Earth with new information, people, and special goodies out there, never questioning reality or what your heart or soul is really yearning for inside. The secret to this enlightened stillness of mind is learning how to be 100% surrendered to this life. This comes from giving more energy towards that natural, trusting feeling in something bigger than you is running the entire show. This supreme God source and cosmic intelligence is very real and always connected with our core essence. We are a drop of water in this sweet cosmic ocean. We are not separate from this vast sea of bliss until we get caught in the mind and believe we are. When we rest in total stillness of mind, we instantly dissolve back into the sea of bliss and find freedom within it all. Lastly, be aware that the mind is very tricky and slippery. So use caution whenever you approach it. Don't trust the mind or buy into its stories, as it will can confidently lead all of us down one sure path and then switch the next day into following a completely different direction. Trust the heart instead of the mind. The heart lives in love and abides in a connection of oneness with the universe. This is the easiest doorway to enter the experience of enlightenment. When I look inside and I see that I am nothing, that is wisdom. When I look outside and see that I am everything, that is love. And between these two, my life turns. Nisargadatta Mirage. Most of us don't trust in ourselves. This is a key ingredient to enlightenment. Trust 100% in yourself, unshakingly so. Not just once in a while. Trust 100% in yourself through your heart-mind. The universe, and in this sacred journey through life. Trust in it all. Trust in the universe, 100%. Trust in this sacred journey through life, 100%. Always be trusting, open, and available to yourself, the universe, and your life. This is no small matter. Accessing our full enlightened nature is so enormous that we must choose to expand beyond our old comfort zones and trust in something beyond the mind, beyond everything that we know. The greatest secret in living in a continuous state of trust is learning how to abide in the feminine energy. This is the highly fertile experience of openness, deep relaxation, and pure receptivity. When this energy enters our bodies, it means we have stopped engaging in society's over-controlling, dominating masculine influence and started welcoming that feminine magnetic force that is inherent at the core of every atom in creation. This sacred feminine energy is wild, liberating, and is very magnetic. It is inside everything around us. It is very real, organic, and it shows up naturally when we stop pursuing the life that never fully satisfied us. As we turn inwards to find the divine feminine source, we merge with that ancient way of being, which nurtures our very soul. We find this natural spiritual energy inside our being. And relaxing into this energy allows us to feel at one with this entire universe wherever we go. This enlightened state is absolute trust in what is here now. And it's never half-ass about it. This 100% level of trust creates an instant feeling of freedom from doubt, resistance, and fear. The mind stops controlling everything, and it gives up striving to attain a different experience than the one given to each of us now. When we live from a state of 100% trust, we start allowing this magical universe to unfold however it will. And if we are only willing to release 99% control over our lives, then ask yourself, what is this 1% still holding on to? Why would clinging to thoughts of fear, doubt, and needing more control be more important than your spiritual freedom? Sure, we could allow for a small percentage of our ego's free will to be there. Yet it's good to explore how this non-trusting ego trip is just some entertaining sideshow and not the real deal. To abide in 100% trust all day long requires a full let go of our beliefs, addictions, demands on ourselves, others, and this world. It means that we stop avoiding our unlimited spiritual nature. Total trust is about each of us recognizing the divine soul that we all are and having the deepest devotion to our spiritual selves. The secret is about embracing all the joy and pain we find inside. Life is meant to be a continuous, trusting process. To master it, this great sacred feminine energy needs to be at our center so we can feel nourished, guided in every moment of our lives. When we can sit back and allow the great cosmic wheel of life to take over, we'll find out that it's steering our mind to see, feel, and know this is all divine perfection. All journeys are outward journeys. There is no inward journey. How can you turn inwards? You are already there. There is no part or point in going. When going stops, journeying disappears. When desiring is no more clouding the mind, you are in Osho. Feel the oneness between the spiritual and the material world. Manifesting our material dream life and the road to enlightenment are two sides of the same coin. When we embrace our natural manifesting abilities, we must choose to also open the doors for a greater spiritual depth inside, which is needed to balance everything out. We cannot be fully enlightened unless we are enjoying our connection with the vibrant, rich matrix of powerful manifesting energy that exists in quantum particles all around us and is what we refer to as the material world. We also cannot totally enjoy any physical riches and luxuries of the material world without being relaxed and surrendered to our divine spiritual energy at our core. These worlds are one world, two sides of the same coin, and they are independent with each other, feeding into the other. They cannot exist without each other. If we judge something in the material world, as bad. We set up an energetic block inside us, which stops our spiritual growth, and vice versa. It is only through surrendering to the merging of our spiritual and material nature that we find the fastest path of freedom. And ironically, we will find the experience of spiritual surrender is one of the greatest manifesting secrets that has ever been invented, and causes our dreams and desires to manifest faster than the speed of light. Retire into solitude. Seat yourself on a clean spot in an erect position with the head and neck in a straight line. Control all sense organs. Bow down in devotion to your teacher. Then enter the lotus of the heart and meditate here on the presence of Brahma, the pure, the infinite, the blissful, the Kalvaya, Upashad. It's good to know that the road towards enlightenment is the highest spiritual path one can choose to follow through this life. Not because self-realization is so challenging to discover and maintain, yet rather because it is also extremely easy and effortless. It is both effortless and ridiculously challenging, which is what makes it so enticing to explore. The mind is often too small of a container to grasp this, and may become confused by this conundrum, which is why we haven't heard about that many enlightened beings in our Earth's history. The good news is that any one of us can step into this empty of a mind, spiritually awakened state, instantly at any moment, since the light of consciousness is our basic nature. Depending on our programming, it may require decades of searching and efforting to set the mind aside. Remain fully conscious of pure consciousness, totally relaxed in your body, and externally expanding in your cosmic spiritual nature. It's truly the greatest cosmic joke of all that we are trying to attain our natural, effulgent state of being. We already are that. All of us are. So what could be easier and harder than that? Basically, it means we must choose to make a tremendous effort to be 100% effortless. Choose in effort to be effortless. So on this great journey that we are all on into enlightenment, we are all going to get to pass a few essential tests. What's at stake here is our life's fulfillment on the deepest levels. So we will come across many unexpected curves in the road, perhaps an enormous range of mountains to climb, a massive roadblock to leap over, and many succulent distractions that will stop us in our spiritual tracks. All these tests make the journey even more of a wild and crazy celebration when we are sitting on top of one of these peaks or resting in the green, sunny, warm valley along the way. I find it that people don't appreciate things that are freely given as much as those things which they may feel are nearly impossible to attain. No fear and no feat that is going to push your boundaries, stretch your limits, and feels outrageous to even imagine is going to be easy to manifest. The amount of struggle, loss, and confusion along your journey, all of our journey, is the very fuel that will eventually burn your ego away So again, it is the universe that has invented the perfect spiritual setup. Just remember, this universe never makes mistakes. The journey, which is pulling us deeper into this very moment of our lives, is revealing the real reason why we are here. If we look for our path into enlightenment in any place other than the now, we all will miss it. It is always hidden in the most sacred place that we are least likely to look for it. Master your thoughts, Buddha. So if you will, go to a place where you're not going to be interrupted. I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. This is difficult for a lot of people, relaxing the body. But we're in a quiet place. We aren't being disturbed. And we're focused on our breath. And we're listening. And we're relaxing the body. Now, we all carry things. We carry them through life. We carry them through many lives. And right in this present moment, this now, we're carrying things. And not necessarily do we, do we pay attention to them. Some of them we've forgotten about, but they're there. And we carry these throughout life. And many times we don't make peace with them. We don't face them. We don't walk into them. We don't walk with them. And this is a lot of the reasons, by not knowing ourselves, without ridicule, without judgment, without harshness, with gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, and deep gratitude 24/7. This is when everything starts to open up to ourselves. The love that we are, the bliss that we are, the nirvana that we are, that where these bodies are carrying around the most supreme being ever created, the God source, the love. So doesn't it make sense that we discover that we are not the body, but the body's the one that has all these stored things, all the programming from our siblings as we grew and the bodies grew, and all the friends and all the family members and the mother, the father, and others, and all of these programmed thoughts. Most of us are living other people's thoughts. Isn't it interesting? Why? A lot of people get stressed out. They don't know why. They don't know why they're angry. They don't know why they're uncomfortable. They always look to the outside. And there's no judging. It's just you look on the inside and you view and you say, what are these things that are causing me, pushing me to be this way? What are they? Maybe you see somebody and they irritate you because you see some of the things you don't like about yourself and them. It could be anything. But the body is so important to us because it carries us around. It gives us the opportunity to experience physical form, a physical life. So to de-stress it and to get in the habit of doing that is imperative. Because we let go. It's letting go. A lot of us don't like to let go. And a lot of times we don't know why we don't like to let go. But we don't like letting go. We have things, we don't let go of them. You ever had things that you just won't let go of? And every now and then it crops up and you say, I should probably get rid of that. But you don't. It's the same way with feelings, emotions. It's the same way with experiences that we have through this life and other lives that we carry with us. And it's interesting because when you view yourself as doing something wrong or being a certain way, how do you come to peace with that? How do you? First, you forgive it. You forgive yourself. And forgiveness cleans the slate. It eliminates the blocks. And forgiveness is a way of letting go. You see what I mean? And do you think any of us are exempt from any of that? No. We all carry stuff, emotions, feelings, attitudes, and the body responds to it. And a lot of times we just pack it away in our subconscious mind. You realize that most of the things you carry in your subconscious mind aren't yours. Isn't that wild? They're not ours. They're everybody else's. This is why it's always a good idea to forgive, surrender, and let go. Forgive, surrender, let go. And I guarantee you, your body's going to feel light. Even happy-go-lucky. Because we don't take this life, so the body can thrive. We don't take this life very seriously. I mean, we view it, and it's not like we're laughing every day and joking about it. It's just that most of us are so intent on this life. Instead of enjoying it, we worry about it. Instead of loving it, we hate it. And stress, and worry, and fear, and then anger, and frustration, and then happiness at times, and joy, and peace at times. But you know, it's interesting. It's up to each and every one of us. It's not up to a bunch of other people. You know how people view you from the outside and how they, it has nothing to do with that. And as you heard me say, that when you stop worrying about what other people think about you, then you're going to experience bliss, and then you're going to experience freedom, because you love you. How can you not love yourself when you are love? Does that make any sense? How can you not love yourself when you are love? So the body, we know we're not the body. We're not the name. We're not the character. We're not the personality. We're not the clothes. We're not the belongings. We're not the status in life. We're the God. And we view, we watch, we don't judge. And so as we progress through this journey, which is endless, just maybe some of us will discover that we are God, that we are peace, bliss, that we're gratitude, that we're surrender, we're forgiveness, we're joy, we're happiness, that we are these things, literally. And we just kind of flow through life. We flow with it, we don't fight it, and we embrace it as an experience. And we carry 100% trust in ourselves, in the universe, in the gods that we are. Unshakable trust. And you watch what happens, how things shift, how your body isn't stressed, how it's not worried and fearful, all these things, whether it be physical, emotional, so many things. We release it, let it go. It might feel a little uncomfortable with some things, but you just let them go. You're not losing anything, you're not. This is all a visual depiction of how to be free, to live this life to its fullest, to embrace who and what you are. And the toughest thing for any of us is to love everything. That's a tough one for a lot of us, to love everything, even the bad, to love the bad. But if you ever notice, if you allow yourself, and here's the body getting stressed, if you allow yourself to be combative, aggressive, angry, revengeful, you notice how you sink. You notice how your frequency go low and you sink into the muck. Because as soon as you become angry, your vibrational frequencies drop. And the more anger, the more you're fed, the more you feed yourself the anger, the more your vibrational frequencies drop in the muck. And it's all of us knowing this and learning how not to allow ourselves to do that. That's when we fall immediately into deep gratitude. Counteracts that. I'm deeply grateful for that I have discovered this or that. I'm deeply grateful that I didn't know this, but now I do. And you watch your body. The body responds. It talks to you all the time. It's very intelligent. It's not some dumb thing. And when you start getting in line and on the same path as the body, the God, the spirit, the soul, the higher self, then there's harmony. Then you say, okay, so, all right, body, what can I do for you? Well, we have this going on, this going on. Okay, so I'm gonna help with this and this. Let me know how you feel about it. This is how the body becomes truly relaxed. You're walking down the street, you're relaxed. When you're in a group of people, you're relaxed. You see what I mean? When you're by yourself, you're relaxed. Now, if you look in the body, you will see 7 bright lights, all different colors. 7 of them. And these are called chakras. And chakra means wheel. So these are wheels of light. And they're etheric spiritual energy. And you, me, all of us, flow through them as the gods that we are in the body. We're etheric spiritual energy. So when we flow through these chakras, these wheels of light, we're connected to everything in this body. Everything of it, around it, above it, and below it. All the way down to the quantum quarks. We know everything, every aspect, every piece and part of the blood flow, every platelet, every cell, every structure, every emotion, every organ, all of it. Yet, we're blind and we don't believe we know the body because of the external influence in this material world. So eventually, civilization will evolve to the point where it will consciously be able to heal itself at a blink of the eye and know everything that's going on all the time with that body that they are in. Now, when we focus on our breath, and just the breath, just easy in through the nose, easy out through the mouth, the body relaxes, it lets go. It's not tense, okay? It's not stressed. And it's with ease. And we're in the now, because every time we focus on our breath, we're in the now. And the now, no matter how your ego mind is going to argue with you, the now is all we have. We don't have anything else. We just have the now, moment to moment. Space between heartbeats, the breath. So whenever we focus on the breath, we're in the now. And this is to remind ourselves that we're always gentle, kind, generous, humble, and in deep gratitude with ourselves and everything around us. So we've got millions, tens of millions of thoughts running by us like clouds in the sky or a superhighway. And we grab them, It's one of our habits. We grab them and we float off. We go off into somewhere else. But when we know this, we just very nicely say to ourselves, okay, so I floated out of the now. I'll focus on my breath, my divine positive energy, and I'll be in the now. And after a while, you get into the habit more and more and more of being in the now. It doesn't happen, all at once instantaneously where you just do it once and you're in the now forever. No, it's a practice where we draw ourselves into the now by our breath and stay in the now as long as we possibly can, and then when we float away, focus on the breath again and be in the now. Now, we can look at the stilling the mind and the ego and the subconscious mind. The reason we still it is because we leave it alone. We don't entertain it. We don't interact with it. We watch it, but we don't participate. We don't interfere. We just don't participate in it. We learn a lot by watching. Now, you can picture yourself, you're standing right in the center of three paths. The one you're facing is the center path, which is the now. And it is beautiful. It doesn't even look like it's been used. It's beautiful emerald dark green grass, and then the pathway is embraced with these trees, and everything is shimmering gold. Now, the one on the left is the past. It's worn. You can tell it's worn. One on the right is the future. You can also tell this one's worn. Now, we all reminisce. We all have memories. We enjoy them. We have nostalgia. We're doing things, listening to a song or, reading something or looking at pictures, and it just comes over you, and you say, oh, I remember this time, and this was fun, and I really enjoyed that. Ooh, this one I didn't enjoy too much. But we do this, and it's great. We go into our library in our subconscious mind, and we read past experiences, but then we leave them. We put the book on the shelf, and we leave. Unfortunately, some of us stay there. I don't believe that it's conscious. I believe it's unconscious. But some of us stay there, and we stay there so long that we end up taking that past into a future that doesn't exist. And we create that future from that past, and we relive that past and that future. It's very frustrating for people because they can't figure it out. And they're constantly saying to themselves, no matter where we go and what we do, we always end up here. Now, others of us go into the future. We all go in the past, we all go in the future. But, some of us will go in the future. We know the future doesn't exist because we create it in the now. And we wander around. And we're asking ourselves, and we ask others, when am I gonna have enough money to enjoy my life? Or when am I gonna meet my lifelong romantic partner? Or when am I going to be healthy so I can enjoy my life? When am I going to stop having all of these challenges and problems so that I can enjoy my life? See? But the now is everything. And we all know one thing. We know one thing emphatically so. From minute to minute, we don't know. We don't know how long we will be in these bodies. We don't know. Minute to minute. You heard the old saying, here 1 minute, gone the next. See, that's why it is so imperative for us to relish and enjoy the now. Every single moment of the now. In deep gratitude. Now, we know that the souls that we are in these bodies, gods, the God source, the kingdom of God, that some of us are consciously aware. And consciously aware means that we know that we are of and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And we know that the soul, we enter these bodies, and we power them up. And so the bodies provide oxygen to itself so that it can sustain itself, so that we can inhabit the body to experience physical life. Now, we also know that we are heaven on earth, literally. Heaven isn't a place. Heaven is the God that you are. And the body is earth. So, we are literally heaven on earth. And we know that every single step we take on this earth, we are creating paradise. Not only that, we are shining our light 360 degrees, 24/7. And our light is what? It is the God, force, love, light, energy within each and every one of us. It is what and who we are. And this is blasting and flooding all life on this planet, on it, in it, above it, and below it, 24/7. The highest supreme value in the universe. So we're shining our light. We're creating paradise. So this is a God planet paradise and the new earth. Transforming this planet into the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Now you could take a few 100-mile trip outside the planet, out in sacredness of space, and you can view it, and you'd see it glowed. But the interesting thing is that you would look at all the lights around it in this universe, and they all would look very dim in comparison to it. So we're God planet paradise. This is what we've created. And it is now coming through one bit at a time. And we also communicate with parts of the gods that we are that are aware, consciously aware, just like we are. Now, the other parts that are with us always, because they're part of the gods that we are asleep. So you don't meditate with us. They aren't aware, they aren't awake, but they will awake. And then they will be with us consciously. So this is all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. This is the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. This is ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. This is all of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in all lifetimes that we've inhabited. This is all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. This is all the galactics, the off-worlders, the celestials. Imagine that. These are in gigaplexes. So these numbers are, one gigaplex fills this universe with not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. They come in trillions of gigaplexes from every direction in trillions of universes. All here gathered, all connected on this little blue marble of a planet on the outer rim of the Milky Way galaxy for its complete liberation and cleansing of all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies permanently. Now, light energy beings, with our eyes, with the bodies that we have, with our eyes, we only see 1% of one is. So they come in shapes, color, sizes, forms, and configurations which we've never really seen. There is a group, though, that we do interact with intimately, parts of it. And that is the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. This is those that we interact with. Water, a magic, an elemental. air, magic, and elemental. Without these two, we wouldn't be able to stay in these bodies. You see how it all interplays? And most of the time, we don't give them a time of day, do we? This is why it is imperative to stay in deep gratitude 24/7, always. Now, the galactics, celestials, the off-worlders, over 1,000 species travel through the solar system every day, trillions throughout the universes every day. Now, we're familiar with a small group, Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, felines, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid Avian. Now, this particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, the archangels, cherubim, seraphim, archetypes, their civilization vibrates at a different frequency than we do. This is why we don't see them like we see each other. But we do meet with them, we talk with them, we interact with them. A lot of the times it doesn't dawn on us, but other times it does. And it just all of a sudden we say, that was an angel. You know, you're doing something and someone appears and out of nowhere and they help you. And then you look around to thank them and they're gone. There's not a sign of them. And it was only seconds. We're all here to serve each other. We always have been. Part of our enlightenment, part of our joy, to serve the gods that each and every one of us are. Now, there is a message that they give us, and it is very prevalent, and it's been going on for lifetimes. And they deliver it many different ways. But when you really get down to it, isn't it absolutely magna, glorious, spectacular, stupendous to be alive in these bodies? And that's bliss, because it is. You imagine this, that as a God, you don't smile. You don't laugh. You don't frown. You don't cry. You don't taste, eat, drink water, sleep, feel. You don't do any of that. That's why we get so seduced by being in physical form. And always be in deep gratitude for the opportunity to be in these bodies. And you can ask them to surround you anytime you want, in the tens of thousands or tens of millions. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And that is bliss. Now, the Ascended Masters, they've mastered physical, okay? They've ascended into physical, they've mastered physical, they've ascended out of physical, and they're holding pure God form, pure consciousness. We have ascended into physical, and we are in the process of mastering physical, and we're creating our experiences to perfect our creation. And we're all gathered, arm in arm, hand in hand, so to speak, since all the gods we are one, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-anger, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, great prosperity, great wealth. And we're all one, and we're all God, and We're all love. And our God force love light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify. And it continues to expand. We form a circle of light around the planet, the equator of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the God force love light energy that we all are. It is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And it's flooding this planet. It's flooding all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. It's head to toe, inside and out, nonstop. It is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1 billion trillion suns to even come close to its brilliance. Now we begin to ascend above this planet. And as we do, we're met with this massive ocean of glitter. And the best way to describe it on a visual, it is this massive laser light show. And it is this massive grand finale fireworks show. And then it is this massive ballroom mirrored globe show. Except this globe is 1 trillion times larger and 1 trillion times more intensive than the ones we see in a room. Now this is spectacular. It's flashing everywhere, reflecting, exploding with light in many different colors. So we're curious and we go to reflection points. And we notice there's these little tiny microscopic mirrors perfectly etched. And so we enter them and we discover that all of us gathered in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever, consciously aware, are learning and teaching and learning from each other. No matter how life is housed, it is the God. So we're learning. Parts of us teaching, parts of us learning. We either do both, one or the other, but we're always doing it. We're always viewing, we're always learning, we're always bringing in information. We're always creating. It is absolutely magnificent. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light we created to remind us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. Then we're met with the white fire. This is the column of light that we created that from head to toe, inside and out, reminds us all that we are protected 24/7 eternally. This light, this white fire armor, emanates from the God force, love light energy in each and every one of us, the gods that we are. It is pure, deep, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. It cannot be breached. It's nothing like armor on this planet. It's far beyond that. It can't be breached. It can't be weakened. It doesn't die off. It can't be seduced, manipulated. We are literally completely protected, always. From dark matter, lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, demon possession, attachments. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, subconsciously, consciously, or unconsciously, greed, revenge, envy, hurry, judgment, jealousy, greed, anger, stress, tension, worry, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then you have opportunities in situations for demon possession, attachments, and many other things. But if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. First part of the column is the purple transmuting flame. We created this to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of this lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. And the other part of the column is the violet ray. We created this part of the column to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray. We can literally cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies once were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor and restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that reminds us all that the gods in these bodies that we truly are the sun, the sunlight. The sun sets and the sun rises, the rain and the rainbows, skies and the clouds, oceans, rivers, lakes, streams, trees and forests, mountains, soils, all the animals. We are everything. Everything is us, the gods that we are. So the next time you do view a sunset, a sunrise, a rainbow, starry lit night sky, it's you. It is you, the God that you are. You're the divineness, the majesty, the beauty, the sereneness, the peace, the love, the joy. Always has been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. We continue to ascend above the planet. And as we do, some of us decide to step outside our physical form and hover effortlessly above them if we're carrying physical form. And why do we do this? Well, because we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. This thing's huge. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. And we created it. In the center of the column, we see this oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is this golden white bowl of light. Now, it is surrounded by numerous rings of multicolored light. And they're all sending this massive misty, it's like a cloud mist, and you can see almost like it looks electric, and it's glittering and sparkling, and it absorbs into us, and it's like a warm embrace that never ends. And we notice that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And then follows gratitude. And then gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, well-being, bliss, joy, tranquility, benevolence, great prosperity, great abundance. And we discover that all of this is a reflection of the gods that we are. We see our meditative sphere. It sets center circle. We created this sphere. It holds over 1,700 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Think about that. Hundreds of millions of us every day for almost 4 years gathered for the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this quadrant of the galaxy. You can tap into those anytime you want because they don't fade, they don't weaken, they don't disappear. They intensify and expand. And they're bathing this planet 24/7. The same as the crystalline tower, which we created so that the golden ocean can come cascading down. The golden ocean is of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And it's flooding all of us, all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. So you take the meditative sphere, crystal light tower, with the golden ocean. We're all drops of the golden ocean. We hold the essence of the golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops are the golden ocean. And the only illusion to everything is separation. And you can tap into this anytime you choose. All of it. Go someplace where you're not going to be interrupted. Focus on your breath. Easy in, easy out. And listen. Close your eyes and listen. The conscious energy source flows into each new moment so quickly that we cannot catch it or escape from it. We are it. And it is showing us that we are an amazing group, togetherness, beings, who is connected in everything in the most extraordinary ways. I'll join you in the meditation, return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Begin your journey today by breathing consciously. With each inhale and exhale, feel the life living inside of you. Breathe and feel the air moving in and out continuously. Notice that it does not stop. Breathe consciously for a few minutes or until you feel something open and expand inside you. Notice what is your experience of life. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and into the following morning. We will return here Monday, December 6, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation